It's time I once again have to address the situation with Mineola. And as um, you know, some people just don't understand what's going on, and I want to kind of make this video because I just want to talk about, these accusations that people have thrown my way, like I'm ruining Mineola or something. All right, I'm just speaking up about the problems here in Mineola. I don't want to see Mineola be ruined. I don't want to see this happen. This is why I'm speaking up, and not to mention I really don't have a choice but to speak up because this is where I'm stuck living. All right, and before I even get started, we all know the incident that happened a couple of nights ago, where I'm not going to name him, but another person here on YouTube who is a rail fan, that rail fans here in Mineola, was laughing at me at the train station, making fun of me, basically, at the train station, and then had the nerve to actually follow me home in his vehicle and harass and make fun of me some more right in front of where I live, which was extremely creepy and, completely uncalled for. And look, I don't know if he's behind some of this other stuff or not. He claims he's not. And to his benefit, I'll say he isn't. I'm not going to bring up his name. Everybody knows who he is. Maybe he doesn't want me talking about it. It says, let's discuss it privately. No, you've done things publicly, so we're going to do it publicly. And what he did was very inappropriate and, accusing me of ruining Mineola. And, it's not funny at all, man. All right. It's not funny at all. All right, so let me get that out of the way first of all right? Mineola has a lot of problems, all right? And look, there are worse places to live. There are way worse places to live. We've been through this many times before. But Mineola has a lot of problems, and those problems are getting worse, all right? Particularly the trash. And look, there are illegals coming here, all right? People will accuse me of being racist. We all know who that other person is, which I'm not going to bring. He loves to accuse me of being racist, all right? But I'm not racist. I'm against people who are not respecting our community, all right? Stop turning it into a race thing when it's clearly not a race thing. Many of these people came into the country illegally. They're not going to respect our laws while they're here. All right, it's not like somebody who comes and immigrates to this country and does it legally. All right, it's not like that at all. All right, these people, they don't have any respect. All right, I mean, this is what's happening. They're putting them in Mineola. I've had a couple of people say this already, that they're moving them in, and I see it. I see the evidence. You see the evidence with your own eyes. The trash, the tricked out old cars that they like to drive. I mean, it's obvious what's going on. They just throw trash everywhere. They throw beer bottles everywhere. They don't care. They have no respect for this town. And so, no, I'm not going to be happy about having them come here, especially when I had to deal with the same crap in Westbury. And I moved out for the same damn reason. And then to have that reason come here and deal with it all over again. Except this time, my agency isn't willing to help me relocate. All right? So I don't like the illegals. I don't like illegals. They came into the country illegally. All right? Stop turning it into a race thing. But he's always going to do that. And then he brings up the old videos that somebody hacked from my Facebook. And so maybe some of you have seen them. Maybe some of you haven't. I'm talking about who. I'm not talking about the person who rail fans me. I'm talking about the who other person. All right? That we all know who he is, with a big YouTube channel that continues to get away with everything he gets away with. That's going to be another video where I call out YouTube about their inaction on this. All right? But he doesn't get it. But again, he's just he's either paid to harass me or he's got a screw loose. I don't know. Right? But it has nothing to do with the race. It has to do with their behavior. All right? Bottom line. That's the bottom line. I have no problem with Hispanics. I have no problem with any race, as long as they come here and respect our community. Right? But no matter who comes here, if they don't respect our community, I'm not going to be too fond of them coming here. All right? I mean, you've seen the trash. Now we have trash piling up in. Now they're putting their trash in like the they're putting household trash in the waste baskets, like along the village. They're putting the household trash. This is a new thing now that they're doing. It's another sign because there's so many of them crowded into the illegal apartments that are popping up all over town that they're just dumping the trash into the regular waste bins that are meant not for household trash. But they don't have respect for our community. They don't have any respect. That's just the thing of it. They don't respect our community. And I have complained about the trash going on in my immediate neighborhood. You've seen the pictures. You've seen some of the absolutely disgusting things I've had to see in my neighborhood. This is not something that a normal neighborhood has. All right, this is something that a neighborhood that's infested with illegals has. Overcrowding. They don't respect the community. And now the village is taking action, and they've issued a warning now for this whole block where I live about it, right? And that's very good. But the problem is that they are still they're still dumping their crap. They're still not listening. All right, and you'll notice that notice is in English and Spanish. All right, but it's that they still don't care. They don't care. They don't respect our communities. All right, they don't respect our community. They came here. They don't respect the community. All right, that's the bottom line. All right, so this is what the left loves to do, though. We all know that Mr. Jamaica is somebody who actually identifies more with the right, but yet he's defending illegals. I don't understand it, but whatever, whatever the case is, and he thinks he owns, look, all right, Mineola is being discriminated against. There are real things going on in this town that nobody wants to address, nobody wants to talk about. The homelessness obviously is another thing that we continue to deal with in this town, and I've never harassed any homeless person. All I do is document the situation. That's all I've done is document the situation. I don't follow them around. When I walk by, if I see an issue, I'm going to document it. All right, and a lot of times I don't document it. All right, but I'm not out to harass the homeless. This is a problem, again, that's not something that's a positive for a town. How come when I'm in Rockville Center, if I do see homeless, and I did see homeless a few times within the recent week, I see them and then I don't see them again. All right? But here, I see the same homeless people day after day after day. All right? Somehow Rockville Center can keep the homeless away from their town, but yet Mineola can't. Oh, that's because they're more important people that live in Rockville Center. Of course. This is the same thing that we've talked about time and time again. Rockville Center again. I was there Saturday, and the whole parking lot literally is just full of cars. There's not even a space to be found. Everybody wants to be there, but meanwhile nobody wants to be here. Except maybe the train station, which seems to get people using it. But now the railroad is doing things like reducing service and cutting the service come next week. 37 trains each weekend day to Mineola. They're trying to send a message here. They want people on the South Shore. Hey, you can go to Mineola, pay to park, or you can drive to Belmore, Merrick. Yes, it's another zone out, but you don't have to pay to park, and I'm sure it's cheaper. And people are going to say, you know what? We're going to drive to Belmore or Merrick. There's more to do around there, so when we get off the train, maybe we can go to a restaurant or stop off somewhere, whereas everything in Mineola is just shut down. There's nothing going on here. This is what they want. And then somebody else made a comment, well, the Ronkonkoma line carries only half the amount of people the Babylon branch carries. Yeah, and that was during 2022 when they were doing the construction, all right? I think the Ronkonkoma line is getting pretty busy. You've seen the packed trains. And then they have the nerve to give us only 8 cars during this construction thing. I mean, they've gone back on their word, so many different things. So you have the railroad screwing Mineola. You have, and let's not forget the street lights that are out all over town. Let's not forget the fact they built that Willis Avenue tunnel that doesn't have a sidewalk and there's no way to cross. Somehow they can get away with violating ADA and even basic highway safety standards building that thing, because they can do it in Mineola. We just get stepped on. We don't, They just step on us, dump all the homeless here. Let's expand NYU Langone so we can get even more homeless and illegals in this town. And the businesses, well, they're not surviving here. They're not doing well. Everybody wants to be on the South Shore. I was walking along Merrick Avenue, Merrick Road, and people, the restaurant's still busy on a Sunday night. Here, Mineola is dead. There ain't nothing going on except the trash. It keeps piling up all over the place. There's nothing going on here. This is a very depressing place to live. All right. And that's very bad for somebody with mental health issues. All right. And on top of all the other stuff I deal with in my immediate neighborhood, like the trash, like the view out my window, like the people smoking weed. Oh, that's another thing. Yeah. Well, that's all over Mineola. Yeah. I got off the bus tonight, and literally, I'm on the South Shore all day. I don't smell weed until I come back here and I smell it. Look, people in ghettos smoke weed. That's not a sign of a good neighborhood. All right? It's not a sign of a good neighborhood. I don't care what people say. You go to Massapequa, I walk around Massapequa, I walk around Rockville Center, I walk around Belmar, I hardly ever smell weed. Yet here in Mineola, I smell it almost every day. What does that tell you? All right? What does that tell you? All right? So, I'm just talking about behavior. See, I'm just talking about behavior. Constantly I'm talking about behavior. I'm not mentioning race. I'm talking about the way people behave in this town and the kind of people that are moving here who have no respect for our town, all right? The illegals, the sex offenders, the homeless, they don't respect our town, right? We're not getting people that care about this community moving here. We're getting trash moving here. That's what we're getting, right? And yes, there's still beautiful parts of Mineola, of course. The Memorial Park is still beautiful, especially you go west of Mineola Boulevard. That's a nice area. But, and there's no reason this town should be the way it is. That's just the thing of it. This is supposed to be the Nassau County seat. We're not supposed to be treated like this. We're treated like this because of our diversity. That's what it is in Long Island. We've been through this a million times before. We're treated like this because we are a diverse area. All right, you look at Long Island as a whole, and you look at the areas that get treated the best and have the lowest crime. They're mainly white communities. All the communities that get all the business, particularly on the South Shore, well, they're mainly white communities, especially white communities connected with finance. Those are the kind of people that run this state. They control the MTA, they control the governor, they control the county. They seem to control everything. And so everything gets decided in their favor. Well, we always get the short end of the stick. Here in the middle of the island. We always get the short end of the stick. Not fair. It doesn't make any sense, especially as we deal with more and more climate change, and we're going to have more threats to the South Shore from hurricanes, sea level rise, and other kinds of storms, as well as heavy rain. But no, they're not going to focus on that. No, they're going to just keep focusing on the South Shore because those are the kind of people that this state and this county care about. All right. And that it's not fair. It's discrimination, and I certainly don't favor it. I hate it. That's why I call it out all the time I can. All right, but I'm the one here speaking out for Mineola. All right, so this is why nobody speaks up for Mineola. I don't want to see Mineola be ruined. I don't want to see more businesses close. But the only way we can fix Mineola is to admit we have a problem in Mineola. If we keep denying all these problems and sweeping it under the rug, then nothing is ever going to improve. So that is why we need to speak up about this kind of stuff, whether it be the railroad discriminating against us by cutting our trains, by the illegals coming here, the real estate people, they're steering them here. They want to dump them in Mineola while the white towns, the majority white towns, the really white finance professional white collar towns, no, they don't have to deal with them there. No, they want to dump them here. The real estate people are behind all of that stuff. We got to say no. We need a mayor that's going to say no. We need a village board that's going to say no. I'm glad that, that maybe this village may try to do something about it. But we got to say, the mayor's got to come out and say, this is not a sanctuary village. We're going to find these illegal apartments, and we're going to shut them down, each and every one of them. All right? We're not going to deal with Eric Adams' failure. We're not going to deal with Kathy Hochul's failure. We're not going to deal with Joe Biden's failure. Illegals are not welcome in Mineola. That's what the mayor needs to say. All right? They are not welcome in Mineola. All right? It's not a racial thing. It's about the fact they broke the law. So knock it off. There's people who keep saying that. I'm tired of it. Right? It's not racist. It's about the fact they broke the law. And yes, maybe 10 years ago I used some colorful language, but it was still not racist against Hispanics. I was referring to illegals, plain and simple. So I'm against illegal immigration, right? So, there's been my little rant on that, all right? Mineola can be a nice town. We can, they turned Patchogue around. Mineola reminds me of the way Patchogue was in the 80s and the 90s, which was a pretty run-down place. And they turned it around. They had a mayor that turned it around. We can do the same thing in Mineola, too. We just need the right people running this village. Right? Clean these problems up. Get them out. All right? We can do it. But we have to speak up and admit there's a problem first. Do you think I want to have to move? I'm kind of used to living here. You think I want to have to just move? No, I just want this discrimination to stop. I want the illegals to be out of here. I want the railroad to stop discriminating against us. And I want to see more businesses come here. That's all I'm asking. Let's do it. There's no reason this can't be done. But we got to overcome this corruption. All right? And that starts with the people. That starts the people of Mineola making decisions that they need to make and getting these damn illegals out of here. It's the number one thing. We've got to shut down all these illegal apartments and get them the hell out of here. All right? We're not going to deal with the failures of the federal government and the state government in New York City. We're not going to deal with it. We got to say no. Illegals are not welcome in Mineola. This is not a sanctuary city. All right? We don't want to have the trash. We don't want to have the crime. And we don't have all the problems that these people bring. We don't want to have any of it, right? So you want to come to this country, you come here legally and do it the right way. You don't jump across the border and then claim, I'm looking for asylum, when you're not really fleeing any serious violence. You can ask the people in Israel or Ukraine or Haiti what serious violence is, all right? Most of these people are not doing that at all, all right? There's a process, and even people who claim there is a process. You can't just run across the border and then have people come, have the president come and give you a get-out-of-jail-free card, which is what he's doing. Because Joe Biden's horrible president. Horrible. I never imagined he'd turn out like this. You went from Trump to Biden. We've had two horrible presidents in a row here. It's unbelievable. So Obama was actually a pretty decent president. He deported more illegals than Trump or Biden. All right, but anyway, I had to throw that rant in there. I'm sorry. All right, it's not racist. There are laws in this country. There is a process. You can't just feel like skipping that process. It's not fair. And then these people come here, and then they have no respect for our community. You just ask the people where they put the shelters, what they're dealing with in the city, right? Well, they're trying to turn Mineola into a sanctuary city. They're trying to dump these people here, all right? They have no respect, all right? They have no respect. I dealt with it in Westbury. That's why I'm furious. I got to deal with it all over again here in Mineola. See, loitering around, drinking, pissing on the streets. They have no respect. All right? None. And they need to be out of here. All right? So I've gone on for like 5 minutes on this. I don't want this video being much more than 20 minutes, so I'm going to end it soon here. But look, and it's just me talking, showing you pictures and stuff. The people of Mineola deserve better. The people in this area deserve better. I've lived in this area for a while now, all right? I'm kind of used to it. I'm not welcome on the South Shore. We already know that already, all right? And I've got an agency that doesn't really want to, because the agency's part of the problem. The people that run it are from the South Shore. So they're looking out for their own kind, too. It's all part of the plan. And it all boils back down to the plan again, which I guess I'll end with that. The plan is, ruin the middle-class areas of Long Island, ruin the diverse areas of Long Island. The only areas of Long Island that get taken care of and have the investment, the business, and our count as civilization are only areas where there's a majority of white population that's white-collar, especially in the finance industry. And of course, people who are disabilities and programs, housing, they're not welcome there. And if they don't like it, then you've just been priced out. We just forced you out of Long Island, and now you're going to have to go live in New Jersey. Yeah, that's the other thing. So I think that I'm going to end it here. We're about the 20-minute mark here. But I just wanted to make this video because I think it was important that we have to talk about Mineola. And look, I'm not out to bash Mineola. Maybe my depression sometimes makes it sound like that, but I am not here to bash Mineola. All right? It's not fair what's happening. This is the county seat. We don't deserve to be treated like this. I want people to speak up about this. I want the mayor and the village board. I want everybody in this town to say, let's get all these problems out of this town, clean up this town. Let's get some bit more businesses to come here and make Mineola a nice place to live for all parts of town. All right? Because it would be great if all of Mineola could look like it is by the Memorial Park and the library, because it's really nice over there. All right? Even by the hospital, it's not that bad. But this area, particularly the Willis Avenue corridor, as you get toward Mineola Boulevard, the downtown, just looks depressing and blighted. All right, and building another 10-story apartment building isn't gonna fix it. We got to get these problems out of here. All right, we got to get them out. We can do it. The village can just, shut down all these illegal rentals. Shut them down. Shut them down. Get those people out of here. They're bringing nothing but problems to this town. And if the NCPD doesn't want to act on getting these homeless off the streets, then we need to form our own village police force like Rockville Center, which does that. So we can do it. I think we can do it. It's just a matter of resolve, and that's why I made this video. I'm not here to bash Mineola. Some people think I am. I am not. And if you care about Mineola, then you'll understand why we have to address these issues. Like I said, in the future, as we deal with increasing climate change, the South Shore is going to be ravaged by floods and hurricanes. The North Shore is going to be dealing with trees falling down and landslides, mudslides. The middle of the island is actually the safest place to be from the ravages of climate change, particularly Mineola. So this area deserves a lot more respect than what it's getting, especially as we deal with more and more disasters as the climate crisis continues to get worse. So that's going to wrap up this video. Thank you for watching.